Do, 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 do. Oh, well, cool. Social media decided to not. I didn't know that. Okay. So the preview. Here's something to know, everybody. I didn't know that the preview on Twitter shows a black background, but the actual PNG, like on a transparent file, shows a black background. But when you actually post it, it's a white background. Oops. Oh well. Let's get ready to rock and roll. So, let me get my Pendragon notes up. Sorry, I should probably open this stuff in a separate tab and then bring it over. Alright, so we're doing episode 34. Winter scenes of Orwin Stones. Gotta do Nista's aging. Household numbers, NPCs. Mori turns 18. Knighting ceremony stuff, and bringing kids. Okay, so these are my goals for this session. But there's plenty to do beforehand. So. As well as the next thing of Easter Feast, which I don't know who's coming to this yet. I'll have my notes open for that in just a bit. But we gotta do a lot of default caretaking of stuff. So first, we gotta age everybody up. I have to age everybody up twice. I made a note for myself here. And the way I do that is by doing this. Copy. Paste as values. Copy. Paste as values. There we go. Alright, everybody's been aged up twice. I should also check to see who else is turning 18 to see if there's any sort of Orthrin's 13, 12, 10. Everyone's kids are like 13. I think I have to age everyone up one more time. I feel like my ages are wrong. Well, I doubt this knight is 6 years old, so I guess they're going to be 26. Okay. Simple winter stuff first. So let's do Chalderton, because Jim's got higher glory. We do conflict, and we do manorial luck. So that's 2d6. That's good and bad. Conflict for a 5 is being rated. And I believe a 6 on luck is a benefit. It is. Hey, Venom. Thank you. Glad to be here. Happy to do some stuff. Boon and rated. Let's determine the seasons. 2d4. One happens in the spring, and the boon happens in the winter. So you're rated in the spring, and the boon occurs in the winter. All right, let's contextualize these. I mean, right now the raid is just going to be whatever. But let's figure out what this manorial luck is. I believe manorial luck has a table on it. It does. But I might roll on a different table. I got multiple tables. Benefit table 13 is a wandering merchant offers half off on tapestries. I play the game with 4 players, but running my team. Do you think it's better or worse with the same of 2 versus 4? Venom, that's an interesting question. I don't know if one's effectively better or worse. I think they're just better at telling certain stories. Like, 4 Knights is going to feel much more like a traditional game. 2 Knights lets you really like dig into people's lives in a way that we've seen. Like, Steven didn't do a bad job running Pendragon at all. Like, and this is what I mean when I say that. I'm just saying that, like, when you're running with 4 people and you have a constrained amount of time, you just cannot zoom in as much as we can because of the number of players, right? So it depends on what you're after. Like, if you want to like really focus on doing like cool adventures and sort of bigger picture stuff, I think playing with 4 players is fine. But if you want to like drill into like a little bit more of the minutia of family, roles, and society and stuff, I think having space to breathe with 2 players is a lot better. Also, literal evening time constraints was a big thing for me, right? Like, if I had 4 players, I would like to play for like 5 hours instead of 2, which is what I normally do. It's a good question. I just think they require different things. It depends on what you want out of the game. So I rolled on. So anyways, manorial benefit. I rolled on a tapestry for this one. I'm not particularly feeling that, so I'm gonna go open the other PDF that I have. Anarchy. No, Pendragon. Expanded manor luck tables. Here we go. All right. So this is actually going to be oh, it's a D100 table. I got to roll a D100 before we look at this. $31. An excellent steward arrives and offers his services. 1d6 plus 10 skill. Also doesn't seem to fit very well. So I think I'm going to do the tapestry thing. And I think I'm going to weave the tapestry. See what I said there? Weave. I think I'm going to weave that into the winter thing. I wonder if some sort of thing about the tapestry can benefit. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything about like an old knight that was. I'm thinking about something like something about like an ancient house doing something about that was pagan and how it can weave. Maybe. But then why are you selling it? Why aren't you just getting it? That doesn't. Like there's kind of like an adventure seed here. Wandering Merchant offers half off type tapestry. So basically you could buy a tapestry and double its treasure value. This is supposed to be a luck thing. Like, it's supposed to be a benefit. Like, this is a boon. But I'm not really feeling that. Not really particularly feeling that response. So one of them is a merchant comes by and offers you tapestries, which gives you treasure. Which I don't even remember what treasure specifically does for you. But the other one I rolled a 31 is an excellent steward arrives to offer his services. But I think he already has a steward. A new spring appears near your fields. A permanent -1 to fate. A permanent -1 to fate sounds like that sounds more up to his. That sounds a little more like it. I'm going with the -1 to fate. I'm gonna weave that into the winter stuff though. So I'm gonna weave this into the stones for Irwin. Make a note for myself. Yeah, exactly. And it's something about the stones and what Nista and all that clearing of stuff is going to be a -1 to fate. But I have to figure out the choices here. Yeah. So I'm contemplating whether or not the fact that I rolled multiple times, I should present these as possible opportunities and let the play determine which one Jim ends up picking. So this one could be a Hey, Venom. I completely agree, dude. Thank you. It's a very good game. It's not for everyone. Yeah. But it's cool that you can see it and be like, this is what I want. This has been by far one of my favorite campaigns I've ever ran. It's one of my favorite stories I've ever told, to be honest. Not even just a campaign. God, it literally feels like 17 million years ago. But I was talking to Jim and Colin at PAX Unplugged, right? A convention here in the States that usually happens around this time of the year. But obviously, there's none this year for COVID and stuff. So this was 2019. And I was just at a meetup with some other people, right? And I just remember talking to some people about this Pendragon game and how it is the perfect blend of that random event stuff with story. And I just would regale people with stories of Jim and Irwin and how he ends up with the love of his life, even though everything sort of, failed for him at the start. And like how you can't, like, I don't know how you can, like, I could never craft that story. Right? The thing I'm most proud about, in my opinion, is the fact that Siagrius is the one who did the poisoning. for the feast. I think that's probably my coolest thing. Right? Him looking at all of the books on botanicals and stuff, realizing that he's one of the only people who could probably figure out an ancient poison that was lost besides Merlin. Like, that's the only thing I could do. Hey, John. Nice to see you, buddy. Alright, so some stones for Erwin. So let's not worry about this yet. I still gotta do the rest of the Mise en Place. But when I do the prep, this is what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking about having a choice. So I'll just put it here to remind myself later. So something's going to happen. He's going to have to make a choice or a commitment. And if he goes one path, he's going to get the permanent -1 to fate. If he doesn't, nothing's going to immediately happen, but later on, a merchant's going to offer him these tapestries. And this is a result of his luck roll this year. So that's what I'm doing. So, boon, winter, choice, fate, reduction, or tapestry. And rated, I don't have context for his rating yet, but I will write his defensive value down here for reminding myself. Now we got to go over to Winterborn and gun it. Let's do it for Colin. Same 2d6. That's really bad. Manorial conflict on 6 is pillaged, so he is pillaged. And I believe 2 on the luck table is a calamity. So he got the worst of both worlds. Oh, I don't know why I would put fall there. I have to roll. Man, they're coming for the Confederates right now. Let me tell you. They're not rolling pillage twice is unlucky. 3. Okay, so this is the fall. So he gets a calamity in the fall. And he gets pillage in the spring. So it really seems like him being pillaged in the spring and Jim being pillaged in the spring, I might just combine it all into an actual battle. I might combine it all, yeah. I might combine it into another little warband skirmish with Syagrius. I kind of like that a lot, to be honest with you. I like this little mini battle of like 20 knights or so. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna write that in my notes as well. So as you can see, the way I process and do my notes here is there's sort of things that I have to do every winter, right? I have to roll the calamities. I have to roll the events. I have to do some life checks. I have to do some survival rolls. And then I'm going to do a couple like NPC solo events. And then I string that along into the skeleton of whatever the Great Pendragon campaign says it happens in 500. And then by that point, I feel like I have a whole year's worth of stuff, right? But right now, I'm kind of just like jotting down ideas that fit into the skeleton, and then I'm going to flesh it out, right? Like right now, I don't know what's happening for the stones on Erwin's stuff. I just know that I'm going to present him a choice right now. So anyways, like now I still don't know exactly what this battle is going to be like, but there's going to be another warband fight for the Born. And I'm gonna put the consequences to failure here. So I remind myself. Failure will be Gunnet is pillaged. And Cholderton raided. Raided. Okay. Nista rolled a 10 on aging, so I need to check. I have to roll on the aging tables as well. Ten is 2, so let's roll 2d6. Nista got hit with strength pretty hard. We got Hyper Tellurians. I don't know what that is. He says, Googling it. Anvil Edition. Hypertellurians is a fast role-playing game, low complexity. Holy shit. I mean, okay. This looks sick. Oh, I already bought it. So I guess I know what it is because I already bought it because I saw the art. I just haven't read it yet. I haven't downloaded it, I guess. I buy a lot of shit. Thank you. I will check it out. Space fantasy. Hey man, I like space fantasy. I've been kind of feeling like I want to do something that's in the form of 40K, but that's not 40K. I've been reading Gideon the Ninth, right? And like I'm gonna tell you, that's exactly where my brain went. Like so much of Gideon the Ninth that I read just feels like it's 40K but good. Yeah, Stars Without Number might be a way of doing it. But maybe Hypertellurians is a way of doing it too. Like Hypertellurians has this like undead nun on the front cover, and like that's the shit that I'm thinking about, right? Like death nuns. Death nuns are sick. That kind of stuff. Anyways, where were we? Right. Notes. All right. We just uncovered the benefit of rolling for Colin's pillaging and what that means. We have to roll what his calamity is next. So I'll put his defensive values in. I'm gonna play warband calamity notes. This will be happening in the fall. This is a D20. No, that's the wrong one. Conflict. This is the luck one. Either roll a D20 first. A 14. Property destroyed. Alright, that's possible. But I am also going to go ahead and roll on the manorial luck table. See if something better strikes me. I literally rolled a bandit raid on the bad luck results. And it says check the raid destruction table plus 1d6 fade. So I'm going with the property destruction. I'm gonna tell him it's one of his, and rather than roll here, I'm gonna make him choose. I'm gonna make him choose which one dies. If he wants to lose his dovecoat or his apiary, things that were burnt, like they fail. So I'll make a note here for the fall. You like that you do all this as part of the prep. One aspect of the Pendragon I struggle with is the winter phase, economic circumstances. I read the Book of the Manor and Book of the Sea. I feel like I'm missing something to make it click. To tell you the truth, the biggest thing that helped me was just fucking completely forgetting about a lot of the income parts. Do I recommend getting the 9th? Yeah, I do. Steven recommended it to me. I recommend it to you. I'm gonna be completely honest with you on my opinion of the book. I'm not done it yet. I'm about 40% through it, and it's gotten me very excited. The world's very cool. The story feels kind of like, I don't know. I've been actually kind of struggling with the story a little bit. However, the author is very good. The author's writing is very, very good, and it's funny, which carries the book in a way that I don't think I would actually read it otherwise. I probably would have bailed, to be honest with you. But it's very easy for me to bail out of a book. Like if you don't get my full attention in the first like 50 pages or like the first 20 minutes of a book, I'm probably going to bail. I'm one of those people. It's just that I don't really have time. I don't want to like work for and say like, oh, but trust me, it gets good. You know, like that's just not my. It's not my forte. I can't do it. I don't know if it's my ADHD. You know, I don't know what it is, but that's just how it goes. But this one, the jokes and the writing style totally grabs me. And that carries it. It's almost, it's not, I wouldn't say raunchy, but it's definitely got like this like funny kind of like lowbrow kind of edge. Like the main character is very good. So I think it's worth there looking at. All right, anyways, Spring, Warband, Fight for the Born, Siagrius Revenge. Nah, Saxons. Let's go. Okay, so see, thinking about it right now, already had Siagrius. Do I want to do Sax? I just want to do some other knights. I just want to do someone else. Like, it doesn't even have to be just some asshole raiding you. It's not Satirius. Go to Pendragon. Go to the map. Same map. This is like all the king's land now, Idris. Right? We just fought at Ilchester, right? And we were ambushed in the woods here. And we fought at Ilchester. So I guess it's Somerset. No, I guess it's probably Radichan. Although all right. No, it's Satirius. Satirius, it has to send a group here raiding. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. Satirius. So here's my notes right now. It's not written down anywhere. It's my thoughts. I want Satirius to be the usurpers of Radichan, right? Satirius ends up doing it. Or I mean, it's also time for the mercenary knights of what's his name? Jaren. I wonder if it's Jaren's. Yeah, it's Sir Jaren. So I'm thinking between Satirius and Sir Jaren want to take over Radichan, right? They want to reclaim it for the Countess. So what do you do when you have two claimants, right? I feel like Satirius is just more prepped for it, right? He's just richer and he just is a little bit stronger, right? And so Sir Jaren just needs a little bit of money and a little bit, like he just needs a little bit here to get out and pay these mercenaries and get out from them. And so I think he's going to let them raid. And unfortunately, coming back from Radichan, defeated, they are just the they're the closest target. It just sucks to be you. Defeated in their attempts to win Radichan. Other brackets. Satirius. Although it would be fun if parts where Jaren's mercenaries have one of the brothers, and Satirius has another one of the brothers, and they're kind of like at this weird stalemate. Actually, that's cooler. That's cooler. I don't know where this is gonna go, but that does throw away this plan of who this warband is. So I'm just gonna make a random note for myself here. All right. Yeah, I don't know why the Fae seem to be super active at this part, but it's something that I'm trying to play up a little more. But we've been pretty strict on magic in this world, right? There's very I try not to do explicit magic when possible. I like seeing I like seeing the results of magic rather than the act of magic, which leaves doubt. Like the bodies in the spiral. Like that kind of thing. But the actual like process of it is, so like I like to see the results of what would be like Fae, but not the actual Fae. But then again, we've also seen the trip of Gareth on his solo thing. So there's always things, right? Is there a format highlighter button? No. Yeah, it is. Okay. I'm curious what Garrett's Son and Air is like. Yeah, exactly. It's something that I haven't posted about, but bring the kids into the game again was in my notes from last session. Right? So real talk. This is something that I actually like care about when I GM, is that for the most part for this kind of game, I really do enjoy showing you everything I've done. I show you everything I have. I show you like my NPC trackers. I show you my manor stuff. I have everything in my Roll20 kind of open, and I just do it. I don't try to like hide any secret tricks. The only things you don't really see is that in the periods between this weekend and the live game, I think about like how to flesh out the outlines that we come up with, right? And so like that's where I get like a couple of those like nice little paragraphs that I say. You know, the Marauders of the Moorgreen is where we open, yet we open with our Twist of Fate, right? Like I think about the words that I want to say when we play. And sometimes I read them verbatim, sometimes I don't, right? But for the most part, like here was the night that they fought. The Budfanin of Dulkelston. Like this dude's a fucking monster truck. He does 66 damage, right, homie? Like there's nasty, right? The Siege of Ilchester, what to do. Like I'm ready for them to do Prudent versus Valor, like Battle versus Siege here, you know, like how things are gonna start. And then the rest of it is just basically me putting it together. And this is a little bit vain of me, but I think there's a special power. It's like I watch a lot of magicians, right? And the magician who can talk and walk through their trick and still bedazzle you is some of the strong, to me, is like some of the most effective magic I think in the world. And in that same way, I have no problem showing off all my notes and all these things. And if you like what I see and I'm still able to produce magic, even though you know everything that's going on, and it still feels magical, then I'm doing my job right. And check generous. Awesome. Oh, hey, Swark. Long time no see, buddy. Prepping Pendragon. If you haven't seen our Pendragon game, then this is going to make absolutely no sense to you because we're on episode 34 of it. But it's very, 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 very good. All right. So we know the warband. I need an open question of who are they fighting? Yeah. We are on. We did Nista's aging stuff. We don't have to do that anymore. There's not much we need to do. Rest of it's gonna be just kind of creative time, besides life events, right? Yeah, I just gotta do some survival roles for everybody. So, filter everyone who is dead, or sorry, who's not dead. Zoom over to survivor roles. Okay, Lady Jenna rolled a 1. Well, that might change what we need to do. Well, shit, guys. Well, this might change the game entirely. I have to roll a D. Wait, what's wait? Every survival roll of a 1, I have to roll a D20. Pinger, also. Dwin-win as well. What the fuck? 3 1s? Oh, whoa. Hold on. Way more knights need to be rolling. And Siegbert. And Terwin. Holy shit. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Oh, because it refreshed. It refreshed. There we go. That's why it refreshed. Okay. Fuck. Alright. So it doesn't refresh again? I need to do this. Because I think it's like on every update it does this. So paste as values. Alright, so I have to so I don't remember exactly what it was, what I rolled here, but Anadine, Cadwallon. I was going to go with this one. Gwelagid and Morgan. Terwin, Siegbert. This seems like a pox. That's a lot of 1s. Yeah, exactly. The constant calculation fucked me. What are their ages, by the way? BT dubs. Because the aging table will correspond to that. Hi, Jaimet. Thank you. $62. Oh, this is his mom. This is Garrett's mom. Fuck. Wait, does Colin roll for Garrett's mom? Colin rolls for Garrett's mom. Wait. She's clear. She's clear. That's the one that Gareth rolls. She's clear. Remember from last session? Yeah, so she's okay. So she's actually okay. Strictly because Colin rolls for mom survival. And she passed. So making him roll multiple rolls is kind of like really bad. So Cadwallon, though. Cadwallon is in the shit. Cadwallon. Who is Cadwallon? Cadwallon is a Bachelor of Sarum. Yeah, Colin just confirmed for me in our in Twitter. So she is okay. But Cadwallon is a bachelor and maybe not okay. D10 for Cadwallon, or sorry, D20. 2 is a failure. Cadwallon died. Cause of death, male. He's an adult. Roll a D6. 6, violence. Violent cause of death, male. D20. 1, a duel, a personal feud. All right. He dies in a personal feud. So let me make a note. I'm gonna make a note here. Yeah, because I don't know how these pieces arrange yet. But yeah, Cadwallon, Steward of Sarum, dies in a duel. Personal feud. Gwilligid. Sorry, I keep jumping around. Gwilligid. Okay. Gwilligid isn't in my list of stuff. How's that possible? Wait, that's impossible. Oh, GWY. That's what we're looking for. Feast from the feast before Lindsay? That's all my notes say. All right. Well, his number's up. Anything else about him notable? Nothing. Okay. Gwilligid. Gwilligid needs to roll a D20. Under 10, he's dead. One to 10 is death. He is also dead. Cause of death, D6. Illness. Sometimes it really be like that. Morgan is the bard. So Gwilligid must have been a knight of Lindsay's court. No, Morgan is Erwin's baby. Why am I rolling for Morgan? Morgan shouldn't be on this one. Morgan should be marked not as alive, should be marked as player. That's just an erroneous mark on me. That should have been. She shouldn't have been eligible. That's baby roll. First off, she's immune because she's past age 7, so she's in She's in training, which means that you don't have to make the rolls for them. No, that's true. Like, technically, that should mean that it's my role to do it. But I never made it for anyone else. I kind of let the kids off from like 13 to 17. I never actually rolled their survivor rolls. But that's okay. I give it. I'll honor that. I'll honor it. I'll honor it. Morgan's okay as well. What the fuck am I? What is this? There we go. Okay, so Morgan, don't have to worry about. Terwin and Siegbert, though. Terwin and Siegbert. Terwin's a page, which means that they are under 18. When they're under 18, they're a child. So they roll a d10 or d20. Oops. They're safe. What almost got them? Oh, Chona's child is always illness, so an illness almost takes them. Heroin. Also, I need to come up with the squire. Safe. Siegbert, though. Siegbert is how old? Wait, I just had it. 35. 35 is still an adult, so they roll another d20. 17. They're safe. What almost killed Siegbert? 1. Illness. Yeah, but they're an NPC, and they're not like a relevant NPC. They are one of the they're one of the people of the Bourne, right? They're one of the houses that Jim and Colin rallied to. So this works. So this is something that I need to link into. Now that I'm done survival roles for this year, I've done calamities, I've done survivals. Now I do like NPC fleshing out events. So the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go where my mind is most curious. And right now I'm feeling like, yeah, Lady Jenna did survive. Only by virtue of me fucking up the survival roll table and it refreshing. So she gets a pass this year. The thing I need to do now is follow what I'm most interested in, and what I'm most interested is in the Steward of Sarum and this feud. And there, in the Book of Solos and Solo Adventures, there's something about a feud somewhere, an enemy. So let's roll a d6 to see what kind of enemy it is. A 6. It's an ex-friend, lover, or companion. And what is the status of this ex-lover? 3. Lower. They were a lower status, and where? 3. They're in your liege's court. So it's an ex-lover in the liege's court where they die. Of lower status. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blacksmith. Sorry, I found a medieval's jobs page, and I just like kind of rolled a D35. I don't know how many there are. I assume there's 35, and I got a 5, which means it's a blacksmith. So that's a job. That's a lower class job that someone fell in love with. So that's who it is. It's a blacksmith. It's Sarm's blacksmith. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that makes it even more interesting. Because it's like a commoner dueled. He kills Cadwallon in a duel. But he's also he's also like their best blacksmith. So it's like, do you get rid of your like, do you punish your blacksmith that you absolutely need? Or, you know? It's actually a really interesting question. This is a very interesting scene. I'm gonna put into spring. You know, do you punish your needed blacksmith for dueling and killing? So like, technically, all right, so here's something I don't know, and here's something here are some of my assumptions that I have right now. The assumption is that a commoner doesn't have the rights to duel a noble. Right, a noble's a noble, and a noble basically makes the rules. It's what happens when you're born of privilege, right? So the fact that there was a feud, and the fact that there was a murder, you know, there was an actual duel, and a presentation of almost like, you know, martial equalness. I would assume that it's actually the blacksmith is in trouble. Like, the blacksmith doing this would mean that he would be in trouble with the courts. Or at least there's a case for that, right? Like, you killed a noble. So I don't know. Maybe this is something that we can NPCs can have opinions on, and the players can have opinions on. So let me throw this. Let me throw this section that we just made and throw it into spring. Maybe this is something that happens like before the Easter feast. But not obviously after the warband. I'll come up with some love. Yeah, love for sure. Love is the passion that drove it. It was I rolled ex-friend lover / companion. I rolled a 6 on the enemy type. So, I'll flesh this out later. Gwelligid, I don't think he's even of our court. So, he's just gonna die. So let me mark these people off. Alright, so Lover's Quarrel. Easter Feast. Yeah. See, Venom, you get it, dude. That's exactly kind of the angle I'm going for. Quite the hours of prep you put in here. Do you find you enjoy the data entry aspect of it? Swarg, 100%, dude. 100% I do. I can't do this for every game, but there's something very special about Pendragon where we're so deep into it, like episode 34, that this sort of like accounting and this sort of like tracking of things has built this game in a tremendous way. There have been moments in this game that have sealed this campaign as my finest campaign I've ever been a part of because of these random rolls and because of this accounting. Because I chose to do a random event for one NPC, it completely changed the trajectory of a player character's life and him winding up with his love of his life and creating this epic story arc in a way that I could never, ever have done myself. And all because I did a little bit of this meticulous tracking. So I'm very happy with this. Yeah. Burning Crowns, I hardly did any prep for Burning Crowns, to be quite honest with you. All I would do is would just have the beliefs written down. In fact, Burning Crowns has led me to realize that like I need to do a little bit more prep. This one in particular, this requires more prep, but I've only been streaming for like an hour right now, and like I don't know. I think I'm gonna probably do a total of 3 hours prep for a week, right? I'm probably gonna do like an hour and a half here tonight. Get this or this morning. Get this whole skeleton set up, right? Get this whole outline of my 2-hour session of what I'm doing, and then either tomorrow or Monday afternoon, kind of like flesh out the scenes, right? That's sort of like what I do. So it works out pretty well. Both games benefit by having a structure when we play. I like games that give me a structure for like how to set up scenes, and like Pendragon gives me a structure where we follow a season, like we follow a year, like literally a full year. And so there's stuff to do in the spring that knights do. There's stuff to do in the summer that knights do. There's stuff that happens in the fall, and then the winter is the manorial and economics phase of the game. So like having this sort of like pattern to know when to hit things, and this feels this really good rhythm, feels really good. Burning Wheel, it's all about scenes about beliefs. So it's very easy for me to come up with scenes about beliefs while also letting players come up with scenes with beliefs. And so the game sort of runs itself. So like I can focus more on the things that are more interesting, like NPCs and stuff. And I suck at making NPCs, right? I would be nowhere unless I had these like random tables I can generate of NPCs, right? Like I can literally make an NPC with a button because I spent the time building tables out. And like starting from here, I can create a character, right? But then from there, I can create all of these tokens of all these NPCs of people. Swarg, by the way, have I showed you this? Have I showed you Art Breeder? You know about Art Breeder? Watch this, dude. Let's pick this person, right? Let's make them a little older. Incredible. What if they were more masculine? I need to make portraits for days. So sick. I wish there was a cyberpunk version of this. If there was a cyberpunk version of Art Breeder, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's what I need. That's what I need in my life. But it's pretty sick for portraits. For whenever I need them. Alright, so where were we? So we were doing winter. We gotta do stones for Irwin. I gotta come up with a choice for them. Spring, we know there's a warband. I don't know who they're fighting, but the failure of this will be the conflicts, and it will influence the conflicts of the conflict table that I rolled for both of our knights. Sarm Court Gossip, I need to come up with more of the feud about Sarm's blacksmith and the origins of this and what happened. But the moral question of this is discussing, do you punish the needed blacksmith for dueling or killing a noble? Actually, I'm gonna tweak this slightly here. I think the question is, I think justice is going to be done, and the question, this is going to be after the fact. And I think I'm gonna let Lady Jenna decide. And Lady Jenna doesn't have any stats for me right now, but I think Lady Jenna is going to err on the side of mercy. And I think people are going to have different opinions on it. And people are going to decide whether if Lady Jenna's unilateral decision here was done on mercy, done on pragmatism, or was completely wrong for other reasons. And then there's the gossip, right? So the gossip and the takes on Lady Jenna for giving the blacksmith is that this was a pragmatic decision. Skilled hands. This was a compassionate decision. Driven by virtue. This was a reckless decision in a time where merchants and upstart common folk think they can be noble. And someone else would just be like the black, or exiled. Yeah. 100%. The Earl would have killed the blacksmith, is kind of what the idea here is. But Lady Jenna wouldn't. It's my goal here is to present Lady Jenna as a savvy ruler, right? Like, Lady Jenna isn't just a kid anymore. Lady Jenna's 16. They have their own thoughts and their own opinions. They have agency. And Lady Jenna, in this moment, is beginning to realize... Like, she grew up in a world where people tried to tell her what to do this whole time. Where she was kind of thrust into this role of having to, like, rule this realm and to... or just be like a side piece to people ruling this realm. And she's kind of done with that. But she also sees how people act and their motivations by being relegated to this side piece of being in on these conversations, but never given a voice. So I'm gonna let her do this. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. Pragmatically, Lady Jenna knows that she needs, no. Were horseshoes invented yet? Yeah, right. Sarum could besiege this winter. We need all the nails and tools to defend her. Something like that. All right. Colin needs to knight Moriad. Maybe this happens before the. I like the idea of this happening before the warband. To be honest with you, in ordering of events. Maybe this is like a battlefield promotion. That might be cool if it's a battlefield promotion. All right, I don't know why my chat isn't showing up on my overlay. That's super weird. This whole time I thought it was, but it's apparently not. Why can't I get to the Streamlab alerts box? Did they like stop supporting this? What is going on? Properties. Streamlabs.com/widgets. Why does this not bring me up to anything? It brings me to the Streamlabs page. Widgets. Alert box. Log in. Oh, am I not logged in? Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just not logged in. Sorry. Sorry for doing all this bullshit. I didn't know this wasn't working. Copy. Okay. I don't know. Is the Warband Knight loyal to the Murder Knight who sees no justice left in Sarm? I don't think so. This guy was just a steward. Like, he's just a courtier of Sarm. He doesn't have that sort of might. I think the Warband is someone else. I mean, the Warband being internal would be pretty cool. Maybe the Warband still is the mercenaries. They just were raiding for additional supplies. I don't know. I mean, they're pillaged in the spring, so it's got to happen now. Maybe it's just Saxons. Maybe it's Saxons this go around. If I need an enemy that is attacking for no reasons, I mean, Saxons work pretty well. But there's a reason why Saxons aren't really doing much and haven't been at court the last 2 years. But that might be cool though. A lot of people are hiring mercenaries this year. Basically, the idea I have is that one of the reasons that mercenaries are sort of off limits for like my players is that they just can't afford them. You can't afford a mercenary band, right? You can afford maybe you can afford hiring like some footmen, right? But you can't afford to hire 20 knights. Like getting 20 knights would cost you upwards of like 100 Libram. Right? Like that's like to hire mercenaries requires you to be a king. Like it requires you to have a king's treasury worth of money, in my opinion, especially at this time, because mercenaries are needed everywhere. Like they don't have to work for you. They can set their own rates basically at this time. If you're okay, you can set your own rate, and you have your choice of who you want to work for. All right. I'm getting kind of stuck on who we're fighting, so I'm gonna skip over, and I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna do the stones for Irwin. Yeah, that's a good way of doing it. Thank you. That's actually a great idea. Why don't I just present it? That's a fantastic idea, man. All right. Let's make up some knights. Sir Riker. How do I spell that? Control-Shift-V is paste without formatting. Oh, that's good to know. Sir Frakes? Alright, I like Frakes. Sir Brastius's band. 20 knights. 500 men afoot. $400 Libram. Basically, hiring Sir Brastius' band is saying that you have the money to be king. Sir Obolat and Sir Frakes fucking slap. They're probably like elite ass knights for hire. Like, to give you an idea, yeah, so Sir Reikerk's band of 5 knights will cost you about approximately 27 Libram for the year. And they're pretty shit, right? These people are rough, untrained, body, and gruff. Zorobots and Surfrakes. Elite. Tactical. Courteous. Jabratis is banned. The best. Just the best. Yeah. Oh yeah. Each has a knight with like about 5 of those 100 men a foot. Oh, that's what I'll say. Yeah. It's more like 100 men a foot. And then like 500 veteran vets, and then like just 500 basically levies. Yeah. Like 20 knights is like a county, right? Like he's just a roaming county's force. Yeah, and of those 20 knights, maybe like 10 of them are good. 5 of them are like middling, and then 5 of them are just kind of like just hoping they don't like no one realizes they're terrible. Yeah, exactly. So like these are the prices that you're dealing with. Yeah, that's actually completely true. He's a host of himself, so it works pretty well. All right, so that's cool. Moria knighting. Morian. Oh, not Sir. He's not Sir yet. He's just Moriad. For these past few years. So this would be Sir Brethric's doing. Sir Brethric will talk to Sir Gareth privately, and we go like, my liege, Moriad has dutifully served me as squire these past few years, and I humbly request he be knighted early, given his father's manner. In these times. All right, stones for let's do the stones for Erwin. All right, now I gotta think about it. Now I gotta think about some stuff. I'm gonna think about what sort of fairy-ish thing I can do this time. Unrelated to this, I'm not sure if this is part of the stones for Irwin, but I just looked this up, and this came to mind, and this is absolutely going to be a question for Irwin. The rose of your love. What color roses grow around the stones? These roses grow the color that best represents your love of your wife. And then let me give you have to presenting these as options. Yeah, they only grow because of his passion. Yeah. Like 100%. This is actually no, this is part of it. This is 100% part of the stones. Here we go. This isn't maybe the choice for him, but this is a choice that he's going to make. What color rose grows around your stones? These roses grow the color that represents the love of your life. Or it is your passions that gives them impetus for growth. Gives them their hue. Their unique hue. Not just give them their hue. For your passion. For it is your passion that gives them their hue. They could grow in their house colors, but it depends. So there's literally like a language of roses that I'm writing down here. No dis. So like a moss rose is my admiring glance rests on you from afar. So like, maybe that's just what it is. I'm just, why am I trying to curate these? So let me write out a little bit more about them. So amethyst roses, they are calmness and poise of the spirit, ever faithful. Black roses, a consuming love, poised of possession and singular focus. An enduring love. Unyielding in its will. Moss roses. Humility and shy love, declaring. Shy love declaring. Orange roses. Vigor and vitality. Why is it italicized? Love that must act for the time. Vigor and vitality. Love that must act in the time that we have. Let us rejoice in love. Pink roses. Pink roses. Affection and human warmth. A tranquil love of friends. And equals. Love and equals. Almost disinterestedly. Red roses. Purified love. Purified through suffering. A love from overcoming obstacles. Simply, I love you. We have more to go through, gentlemen. White roses. Roses of perfect peace. A refusal. I love you not. Wild roses. No. Sorry. Yellow roses. The roses of joy and sunlight. And the pain of a misplaced affection. I care for you, but love another. All right. I mean, I'm gonna let Jim choose this one. So this is what's interesting. Let me turn off this music because it's undercutting the point right now. So here's something that I'm thinking about here. The obvious choice is red, right? For me. Remember, the red rose here is love purified through suffering. Oh God, too far zoomed in. Right, love purified through suffering, love from overcoming obstacles. That's the obvious one, but they haven't really had that many obstacles lately. Perhaps there's a better version of their love, and maybe it's changed, and maybe that's what we see, right? Maybe, and this is something I want Jim to reflect on. Because I mean, what more nightly bullshit there is than saying like you've been fucking married to your wife for like 10 years now. Your passion's literally 20. She is your life. What color, you know, what meaning of love best represents your life? And I don't know. I think it's interesting. And what's interesting is that this is literally like taken out of like Arthurian, like the high Arthuriana stuff, right? Like this doesn't even exist yet, but it does. Like this is anachronistic. So I'm excited to see where this goes. And I really do want Jim to think about it. If there's a better one. Yeah. Cause like the obvious one, if I asked him this question 5 years ago, I think red roses would be the obvious one. But, you know, I think he might choose indigo. An enduring love, unwielding, or even the one about the moss one, about my admiring glances resting you from afar. Is that no matter where he goes, he's always in his heart. But it's never like a consuming passion. It's never there's a humility involved. And I think that humility is something that he might latch onto. But I don't know. Or the enduring part of his love as well. The fact indigo is also close to blue, which is sort of like his house colors, which may be why he might choose it. An enduring love. I sincerely don't know what he'll pick. But I'm interested. But now I'm looking for what sort of thing I can throw in here. Because he wants to connect again, right? He wants to connect again with that spiritual side, or like the other realm, and he wants to see what happens here, but he doesn't. But I don't have a way of like, what does that look like? You know, like I don't have a way of bringing that out to him. I feel like he needs to do something. But I don't know what it is. I mean, that's always a really good question, Venom. And I think that's going to happen for Colin. I think that is a question that's going to come up in the next couple years. But I don't think that's the right thing for now. But you're right. I mean, that is a great question. Right now, I'm thinking about, like, how would he have the giant talk to him? I feel like maybe the answer is later on in a dream. And based on what he does, I feel like maybe the answer, so like the answer is when you visit the stones, you find that there are new plants have grown and they're roses. And they're the color of your love and the pick. But what if... I just don't know what a magical adventure is. I don't even know how to construct a magical adventure. I wonder if... Okay. What if... I think I might have to do some research. I might go look at some D&D adventures. And I might convert like a Ravenloft adventure. Something simple involving like wolves. And like a town. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking right now. I think it being sort of like... But it's like a dream adventure, right? Like he's dreaming it. And I think I might do another dream adventure with them. When they're together and they're fighting through this sort of like little like Ravenloft situation. Go watch his new game and do that plot. It's like a haunted house situation. What? Are you referring to Pawns and Patrons? Because yeah, I know the adventure that Steven's running. Steven's running one of my favorite funnels. Yeah, he's running I don't want to, I mean, slight spoiler, but he's running Sailors on the Starless Sea for this opening. That moat house is like a very, very famous. It's very good. Actually, Swargula, if you're still here, buddy, you have you actually played through that moat house as well. One time, a long time ago. I think it might be, I think the adventure might be to rescue somebody. I don't know. Here's what we're gonna do. Do I go to like, don't I swear to God, I downloaded some sort of like adventure creator. I swear to God I did. Book of Random Tables. D30 Companion. Didn't I download? Tome of Adventures design. I did. By Matt Finch. The missions. Let's roll. It's a couple D100s. First D100. 21. It's an individual based missions. So let's roll a couple stuff. Roll another D100. 67. 67 is to kidnap. Individual subject of the mission. Another D100. So we're kidnapping somebody. 80. Roll on table 1-8. Patrons and targets. Patrons and targets. Another D100. No, it's a D1000. Holy shit. 696. We are to kidnap a poet. A satire poet. If I'm going to design it myself, we must kidnap a poet. Maybe it's like a Roman poet or something. What if it's Virgil? Holy shit. Holy shit. What if they run into Merlin because they're fucking finding Virgil? Oh, that would be funny as hell. That'd actually be very funny. I don't know. That might be that might be a take on this. 28. I'm not sure I'm gonna do it yet, but it's very interesting. That's I don't know. There's a changeling quest in the Great Pendragon book where Fae take your child and leave you one of theirs. Yeah, I don't think that's quite it. I don't think. I'm thinking that this might instead. I think this might throw them against Morgan. And I feel like this might be the first time they interfere with Morgan's plans on accident. Like their plans will sort of run orthogonal to Morgan's. Like Morgan and Merlin are supposed to be sort of like the big, like they're the magical forces punching and butting heads, right? And these guys just incidentally stumble into this conflict, and they need to, and something tells them that they need to do something. Like here's the example, right? They don't find the giant because the giant is trapped by vines, right? Because Merlin has entrapped him because he's tired of him poking around and what Morgan's plans are. And so the players will incidentally free this giant, again, like the three-eyed giant, and inadvertently piss off Merlin again. Right? That's simple. Right? So I will literally write that down. So rather, let's change this again, right? So this is one idea. So I'll put number 1. I have to think about this some more, but I'm kind of draining right now. I'm fading at 2 hours into prep. I can't prep very long. Through the mists, instead I'm gonna do or maybe the three-eyed giant is trapped in vines, and they must rescue him. Merlin trapped him because he is ensorcelled by Morgan. Freeing him will make Merlin mad. Awesome. Okay. I think I'm going to call it there, y'all. I have enough for next session. I just need to flesh out a little bit more about like the feast and just go over the gossip of the Great Pendragon campaign, and then I'm just gonna kind of like flesh out the stuff for the rest of the sessions for Monday. But you'll see, like, this is and come up with a poem and all that kind of stuff. Like, there's still more for me to do, but there's not too much more. And you kind of see how I flesh out an adventure here. Why wouldn't the knights just murder the giant? It's possible they might murder him. It's possible. But I think Nista is going to help them for telling them, like, Jim has already had a dream about this giant before, right? About following him and giving him this sort of vision of how to follow things. I don't think they're really necessarily hostile, even though they have fought the giant before. And maybe they will kill him. And if they kill him, then it helps Merlin. And Merlin's going to be like, oh, shit. It's you all. What the hell are you doing here? Why did you do this? Like, kind of thing.
right? So maybe that'll happen. I don't know. But the point is that I have to think about this a little bit more about the conspiracy, like the magic shadow conspiracy between Morgan and Merlin, the shadow war that's happening, and how they're gonna like inadvertently step in some stuff. But in the meantime, I think this is okay, and we're gonna focus and continue to focus more on just sort of like the anarchy side of the politics of it all. But thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Appreciate your inputs, and I'll see you all later. Mr. Copath. Good. I want to hear more about your own campaign, Sir Copath, sometime. All right. But right now I gotta go. So take care, everybody.